Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And I would say of this generation, Chris Rock is my favorite comedian, in as much as he's able to weave in political, social commentary in a way that he's been able to do it for decades in a way that I think is less mean-spirited and targeted than Dave Chappelle, who also does it to a certain degree. I think Chris Rock is much better in that space than Dave Chappelle. No disrespect to Dave Chappelle. But Chris Rock has not been doing as much stand-up lately. Last time we saw him that I can think of was when he basically offered his response to Will Smith in that live-streamed Netflix special. But he was the opening monologue, the cold open for SNL on Saturday night, and I was tuning in because I was curious to see if he still had the stand-up chops. It was a bumpy set. There's some really well-delivered jokes. Others, not as much. It just seemed like he wasn't warmed up. That's the only way I can describe it if you're just watching it. But I want to play it in its entirety. You can come to your own conclusions. But this is why I do like Chris Rock, because he takes no prisoners. I think that was one of his specials even.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Welcome to Saturday Night Live. This is the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live. Been around for 50 years. I want to congratulate Lorne Michaels on 25 great years of Saturday Night Live. There's a lot going on in the news. My God, it's so crazy out there. It's so hard just getting in the building tonight. So much security. My God. I had to walk by a bunch of baby oil sniffing dogs. It was insane. Everybody's worried. I mean, we got Luigi. You know, and that's good. I really feel sorry for the family. I mean, everybody's fixated on how good looking this guy looks. If he looked like Jonah Hill, no one would care. They'd already given him the chair already. Be dead, okay? But he actually killed a man. A man with a family, a man with kids, man. I mean, I have condolences. I'm gonna have real condolences for, the healthcare CEO. I mean, this is a real person, But sometimes drug dealers get shot. I mean, you've seen The Wire, right? It's been a bad year for my people, the blacks. It's not been a good year. Kamala and Diddy and Jake Paul beating Mike Tyson. What the hell? Who is this Jake Paul? A 27-year-old punching a 60-year-old man in the face? Is this what the white man has reduced himself to? Stop it. Well, who's he going to fight next? Morgan Freeman? I hate Jake Paul. I got landlord hate for him. I hate him like cocaine hates monogamy. The big thing, Trump, man. Trump had a good year, man. Trump survived an assassination attempt. Won the presidency again by winning the popular vote. Was just named Time Man of the Year. It could happen to a nicer guy. A lot of people are scared. It's like, oh my God, he's going to be so undignified. And when I say a lot of people, I'm talking about the 9 New Yorkers that didn't vote for him, okay? No. People are like, he's going to be so undignified. It's the presidency of the United States. Dude, we've had some presidents in the United States. Come on, man. This is not the most dignified job in the world. We've had presidents show up to the inauguration with pregnant slaves, okay? And I'm just talking about Bill Clinton. country we live in. You know the history of this country. You know how many rapists are in my wallet right now? Swear, a cup of coffee in America costs 7 rapists. And Trump's gonna get it down to 3. That's right, man. It's a crazy Menendez brothers getting out of jail. Menendez brothers. Yeah, getting out of jail. Just in time to get deported. Trump is gonna deport their ass, you murdering Mexicans. Trump is not playing, man. That's right. This time is totally different. He's working with the #1 African American in the world, the richest African American in the world, Elon Musk. That's right. He is African American. Elon got more kids than the Cleveland Browns. That's right. Nobody knows how to get rid of people like a South African. Oh, he's serious. Trump is not playing. They got Elon. They're going to put him on a rocket ship. Call it Space Mex. Oh, yeah. J-Lo's going to marry Ben again just so she can stay in the country. I know she's not Mexican, but Trump don't know that. It's just a big old Latin stew trying to keep immigrants out. My God. You know, a lot less immigrants would come into America if you stopped paying them $700 million to play baseball. It's like Steve Cohen bought one Dominican for $700 million. Used to be able to get a whole bushel for that much. I said bushel. In the big story this week, that's right, man, Joe Biden pardoned his son, Hunter Biden. I gotta hand it to Joe, man. You know, he don't move as fast as he used to. He don't talk as fast as he used to. You know, but that middle finger still works, man. That's right, man. And people are complaining. Got the nerve to complain. Like, only an animal would not pardon their son. Oh my God. Imagine going home to your wife if you didn't pardon your son. Every parent in the world would pardon their son, except the parents of the Menendez brothers. Hey, we got a great show for you tonight.
That's why he's Chris Rock. Y'all right there, too all? We're going to talk about Jamie Foxx. He's in trouble again. Well, he caught a glass to the face over the weekend. We'll talk about that next.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
I don't know Jamie Foxx. I've met him once. It wasn't a great interaction. He was filming a movie on location at the Sherman Oaks Galleria in that plaza right at the bottom of the escalator, if you know where the movies are. He was filming a movie there. I had a friend, a fraternity brother, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, who was an AD or a PA. He was something on the movie. And he brought me on set and he introduced me to Jamie Foxx. Jamie was very nonplussed. It was like, who are you? You're not some fine woman. I got to go do something else. Okay. He was not trying to have a conversation with me. That was my only interaction with him. I've been at parties around him, but only dealt with him once. The reason I tell that story is because my story is very similar to other people's stories about Jamie Foxx. He's not the friendliest guy. Put it that way. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm just saying he's not the friendliest guy. He is someone, from what I've heard, what I experienced, very much in love with himself. Thinks very highly of himself. If that has changed since his health incident, it's possible. I don't know. But I'm saying if I read a story where there's not a positive interaction with him, I'm willing to hear everyone's story before I pass judgment. Everyone's story. I'm not going to just believe someone, because they won an Academy Award or they're an accomplished singer. And I've said in my syndicated commentary that I believe that Jamie Foxx is probably one of the most talented entertainers of all time. If you look at the totality of his work, from acting to stand-up comedy to singing, the amount of talent he has can't be argued. But that's different from being a good dude. And Jamie Foxx had some problems over the weekend as he was celebrating his 57th birthday. And evidently some sort of fight broke out. And someone threw a glass which hit him in the face, and he had to get stitches. Here's the story.
Tonight, actor Jamie Foxx is recovering after an altercation at his birthday dinner in Beverly Hills left him needing stitches. Local police received a call about an incident at the high-end Mr. Chow restaurant near Rodeo Drive just after 10 p.m. Friday night. A representative for the actor saying someone from another table threw a glass that hit Foxx in the face. It's unclear whether Foxx was involved in the fight or merely a bystander. No arrests were made, but the investigation remains ongoing.
On Instagram, Jamie Foxx addressed his fans and people more generally, saying not a whole lot, but just acknowledging that something happened. He said, quote, "The devil is a lie, can't win here. When your light is shining bright, they try to bring you darkness, but they don't know that you're built for it. The lights have been shining bright." Kind of cryptic, but he's blaming, obviously, this latest situation on someone else, that he was not the instigator. From my conversations with people with some bit of knowledge, I don't know how reliable it was, I was told that someone was there, or actually a group of someones were there at Mr. Chow. They were very loud, they were very vulgar, and Jamie Foxx or someone in his party tried to get the other people to be a bit more respectful, less loud, because I guess there were children there or family members there. And Jamie Foxx thought that these other individuals were just being very loud, rude, and disrespectful. And the response was the glass to the face. If that's exactly what happened, then yeah, there's no two sides to this. It's just Jamie was the victim in that. But you just never know whether something is connected to something else. You don't know, because I know in Hollywood there are a lot of rivalries. There are a lot of long-standing beefs. I won't use Jamie Foxx as an example. I'll just say for me, there are people, and I don't think of myself as a celebrity at all. I'm just saying there are people that I will never have on this show for just a number of reasons. Maybe they said something crazy to me back in 2004. There are people that I will never in any way try to prop up or promote anything that they do. And they know if I see them or they see me, we're not cool. There's a lot of that in the business. There is a lot. And I can't even speak for you, Twala, the people that you don't. Well, actually, I know some people that are on your list as well.
Oh, there's a lot of people on my list that will never, ever see the light of day on this show. And I don't care. They could make it to the damn presidency, and I will never extend an invitation to them because they went out of their way to be disrespectful and dismissive.
Yes.
We show love to everybody. And to outright be disrespectful in your no, it's fine to say, no, I can't do it at this time. But to be disrespectful about it, Omarosa, you will never get on this show. Vivica A. Fox.
You'll never.
The list is long.
Oh, it's long. I could name some names too, like Brandy Norwood. You will never get on this show.
Yeah, no, never.
I need to hear some of these stories.
There are just certain people.
I'll tell one.
Okay.
Brandy Norwood, from the show Moesha.
Oh, never missed an episode.
Okay, but you know who I'm talking about.
Of course.
Okay, the sister of Ray J. I first met the family, very quickly, in Del Amo Mall. I say like my fraternity brother, Omega Psi Phi. Well, Brandy's father is also a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. And I would come in contact with him rather frequently. He was obviously managing his kids in the business. I was working in the music business, so I would run into them at times. I basically kind of known Brandy and the brothers since they've been kids. They may not remember me, but I remember them. When I was working at the Grammys, it was in New York, and they had a rehearsal at Madison Square Garden. And at that rehearsal, they had Whitney Houston, CeCe Winans, who's been a guest on this show, and other luminaries. It was like 8 a.m, and people were told, Whitney's going to be a little late. Please don't take any pictures of her, because they didn't want to say it, but basically she was high, hungover, whatever. She came in, and I have pictures of it to this day. So that ought to tell you. We weren't supposed to, but I did anyway. It was Brandy and her mother who tried to rat me out to my boss for taking pictures. And Brandy, Sonia Norwood, I'll never forget it, was determined to get me fired. She may not remember, but I remember. And it was one of those things where I will never, ever, ever, ever do anything in support of Brandy Norwood again. And I'm quite sure someone's listening who probably knows her or whatever and doesn't even care. But I'm saying those things travel for years. And it just so happens that I'm in a position now where I get to say no to them if it ever came down to it. Tawala's been in a situation where he can say no to other people. And I say all that to say, when you're at a place like Mr. Chow, you don't know who else was there, because I know there are plenty of celebrities who are there in support of Jamie Foxx, and I'd be willing to bet that there are people who are there with a comparable level of celebrity who don't like Jamie Foxx. And that's why I use my own anecdotal story of having met him. And these long simmering dislikes of people don't ever go away. They simply do not go away. And if you had an issue with Jamie Foxx prior to his 57th birthday party, you would still have a problem with him afterward. I don't know if they knew each other like that, but I wouldn't be surprised. And they're people that I will never, ever promote. I will never, ever give a chance to sell their wares here on the show. And I know it's the same for Tawala. And actually it's the same for just about every personality.
Yeah. Every person has someone who was so disrespectful, they will never, ever, ever, ever let them grace the microphone in front of them again. Kanye West, to me, I don't care what Kanye does. I will never, ever, ever open up the doors to this microphone to him, because he went out of his way to be an absolute ass to me when I was one of the only people on the West Coast supporting his music. He went out of his way to be disrespectful to me, and I'm just asking him questions in the interview. And I'm like, you only get one opportunity to disrespect me. Only one. That will be the first and the last.
And go to the other end of the spectrum. There are people who, as far as I'm concerned, can do no wrong. And if they ever reached out for any reason, I would do backflips to help them. They could come on this show anytime for any reason. And when I say Halle Berry's one of them, it's not like because she's Halle Berry gorgeous. I'm just saying she was nothing less than wonderful to me. And if she ever wanted to come on, she's coming on this show. Not because she's Halle Berry. It's because how she was to me as a person. She was never grandstanding. She was never a star. She was always nice. She invited me to her house. I have nothing bad to say about her. Janet Jackson either. Other people maybe, but I don't have anything bad to say about Janet Jackson. Now, I'm kind of like in between on Beyonce. I've met her a few times, but she hasn't done anything which is disrespectful to me. And I'm not just name dropping. I'm just saying people of comparable celebrity.
Yeah, no, Beyonce, even though we've had our conversations about her on the air, I've met her, I don't know how many times, and each and every time she has been an absolute sweetheart. She is one of the nicest people you will ever meet, ever. And again, this is not like, oh, you don't know Beyonce. Look, you can check my Instagram. There are a lot of moments where I have interactions with Beyonce, with Destiny's Child, with damn near everyone in hip hop and R&B. So there's a long list of people who I absolutely will go out of my way, bend over backwards to support and prop up. And there's a whole lot of people who I would not.
The only reason we say this is because this altercation with Jamie Foxx in Beverly Hills at Mr. Child's, I suspect that there's a lot more to this, and whoever instigated the fight knew Jamie Foxx and vice versa. We'll see if I'm right, but I think there's more to it than what is being released to the press. It's Later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI Mo Kelly live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Which Christmas song sings to the spirit of your zodiac sign? Aries, Father Christmas by the Kinks. Aries is punk rock energy incarnate, coming out of the gate with an axe to grind, a fire to start, a sneer to share, and a mall Santa to rough up. Kinks guitarist Dave Davies recalls of the song, "I love the humor of it, and the aggression and bitterness. I could see the faces of my parents when Christmas came around." Taurus, Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC. Yes, one of my favorites. Taurus rules the second house in material goods and earthly delights, and this banger tells the tale of a park roaming, wallet finding good Samaritan rewarded with $1 million in cold cash, a warm Yule log, and a belly full of macaroni and cheese. It's a Taurus poem, you could say. Gemini, the little drummer boy. In fact, it's the Frank Sinatra version. Leave it to a Gemini to fail to bring a gift for a newborn demigod and improvise with a drum solo. Pure mutability, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. Runner-up for Gemini Yuletide bangers, Brenda Lee's Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. But runner-up is never the winner. The winner is the little drummer boy. Cancer. The late, great George Michael was a Cancer king, so of course that means Last Christmas by Wham. And this Christmas banger is positively awash with those cardinal emo waters. Still lamenting a doomed love affair an entire year later, passively aggressively suggesting your ex had a soul of ice and was taking advantage of your compassionate nature and shoulder pad to cry on? Well, yeah, Last Christmas. Oh gosh, Leo. Leo is a sign of royalty, and Mariah Carey is the uncontested queen of Christmas. So you know what that means. Oh, gosh, I hate it. I just hate it. You know, if you ever listen to that album, just about every other song on that album is better than that song. But that's the song which is going to live on forever in infamy.
That's weird, huh?
And it makes her like $5 million every single year just because of the royalties. Anyhow, Virgo, your song for your zodiac sign is White Christmas, Bing Crosby. Now, there was a runner-up, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, as Virgo is oxygenated by being underestimated. No song nor story encapsulates the spirit of the underdog or under reindeer like Rudolph. But Virgo, Bing Crosby, White Christmas is your song. Libra, your Christmas song is Happy Christmas, War is Over, John Lennon and Yoko Ono. John Lennon, the most famous Libra in musical history, singing an earnest anti-war duet / appeal for peace and inclusivity in troubled times alongside his wife and the Harlem Community Choir. Venus at its highest and most hope-filled expression of promoting peace, Lennon reflected, "Now I understand that what you have to do, put your political message across with a little honey. Sweeten the hard truths and softly sing your agenda, Libra to the hilt." Scorpio. Sounding like someone dragged Jingle Bells down to the underworld, Scorpio sage Joni Mitchell sings the song of her people. Moody, self-loathing, and beautiful in the way only funerals, turtlenecks, and frozen longing can be, River is the anti-Christmas Christmas song, the morose, over-merry anthem of all who love and lose, those sad effers who are loneliest in a crowd and safest plumbing the depths of the human psyche. Scorpio, River. Sagittarius, that's me. Feliz Navidad, Jose Feliciano. This song sounds like a party, and that's really the M.O., get that? The M.O. of every Sagittarius who ever raised a jug of wine or arrow to the sky. The repeating chorus, Feliz Navidad. Capricorn. The late Shane MacGowan, lead singer of the Pogues, was a card-carrying Capricorn, having been born unto us on Christmas Day back in 1957. This holiday classic, Fairy Tale of New York, written from the reflective vantage of a down-on-his-luck lover spending Christmas Eve in a drunk tank, is refreshingly void of sentiment, but still carries with it a hard-boiled high note for hope. Aquarius. Aquarius is a sign of community organizing and humanitarian responsibility. In kind, the song Do They Know It's Christmas was conceived as an anthem of awareness to raise money for those affected by the Ethiopian famine of the mid-1980s. You may not be old enough to remember it, but it was a big deal back then. And the last one, Pisces. A Christmas classic brought to life by a glam rock band who appear very much to be strung out on Santa, mainlining glitter and snorting cheer in this trippy video. I wish it could be Christmas every day. It is the perfectly suited song for Pisces this Christmas season. The Christmas song which perfectly suits your spirit relative to your zodiac sign.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.